Hi. On my way up to the airfield for my first solo flight since end of November, and it's the middle of March. Dunkeswell to Blackbushe. I've done some very careful flight planning. I've actually filed a flight plan, and I've even done in writing threat and error management, acknowledging the fact that, you know, my currency is low. I haven't flown. When you're flying every week or every few weeks a lot, it's something that checklists don't take care of, I don't think. I mean, the pilot's I'm safe checklist doesn't have a sort of how current are you? Not are you technically current or legally current, but how current do you feel? How well prepared? How confident do you feel that you've got everything? And this is a flight to take the plane to see the FAA engineer who signed it off, who's going to have a look at something for me. So that's today's flight. Right. My final, before getting in the aircraft to start, I've got a new final check, which is just to make sure I call it my PEP talk. PEP, plane. I have done all the pre-flight checks on the plane, being more thorough than usual. The plane is checked and ready to fly. E is environment. That's the runway here, the airfield departure, all the en route, the weather, the airspace, the approach into my destination, Blackbushe. They're on runway 17, good conditions, lots of people flying. So my environment check is done, and I've done full threat and error management. I've got a list of threats on my written flight plan. And I filed a flight plan, and the final P, so PEP, P-E-P, plane, environment, and pilot. I've done my I'm safe checks. And I'm doing this to camera to make sure that I've actually done it, so I can check for myself. I have been ill, had a cold, I recovered from my cold. No longer feeling ill, just very, very slight remnants of a cold. No, not on any medication. My stress levels are normal, they're not abnormally high today. I've taken time to do my checks and get ready. I've taken a lot of time on my flight plan, because it's the first time I've flown for 100 days, so I'm being really careful. As a stress, so I'm safe. Alcohol. I'm not drinking at all at the moment anyway, so there's no alcohol. Fatigue, no, slept well, I'm not overly tired. Feeling fine from that point of view. E, have I eaten? Yes, I had a big pilot breakfast. And my emotional state. I'm nervous because I haven't flown for 100 days, but I think it's healthy nerves. I don't have that feeling of, God, I've missed something. I've been very thorough. I've completed all the checks so far. I've now got to start up and do my power checks and pre-flight checklist. So I'm ready to climb on board and get started. Yeah, full power. T's and P's in the green. Airspeed live. 40 knots. Rotate. There's something to rattle my nerves already. There's something that looked like a beach baron just flew underneath me. From my left to right, directly underneath me. As I was in the climb, it didn't appear on my conspicuity device.
November 1320 Sierra, will you be entering a controlled airspace on this flight, or is this a VFR flight plan?
It's a VFR flight plan, November 20 Sierra. No plans to enter controlled airspace. It's just possible that remark from Yeovil Radar was a friendly Mickey take after my airspace infringement videos. Are you planning to go into controlled airspace, or are you just going to do it by mistake? I'm beginning to wonder whether or not my conspicuity device is working, but I've just picked up another aircraft on the iPad screen, so like it is. There's no airspace threat above me, so I'll just climb up a little bit higher to 4,500 feet on the QFE. And then I've got to remember Heathrow. So Boscombe
down, parachuting just warned on Skydemon. I'm cleared through their overhead. Free to check. Fuel quantity on both. Check. Radio. Boscombe, Farmer lined up next. Check. Engine. Temperatures, pressures, good. And RPM and manifold pressure settings, good. Check. Direction. Right through Boscombe overhead. And then slight left to thrust overhead, which I can also see. Altitude 4,000 feet, QFE 1006. Sierra, late downwind, runway 07 to land, full stop.
Number 20 Sierra, roger, report final.
Report final, 20 Sierra. Right. Flaps 20. Brakes are off, undercarriage down and fixed mixture. Rich on final. Fuel on both. Flaps 20. Autopilot off, landing light on.
Golf Juliet, Alpha, downwind, runway 07. Alpha November, roger, you've got 2 ahead of you, 1 short final, 1 base leg, report final. We'll call.
Confirm runway 07 and windsock is limp, so... I'm going to call that a greaser. That makes me happy. Time for another compression test. Only away for a few hours today, but Amory still sent me away with an amazing, massive picnic. Job done. I'm going to wander up to the new Blackbushe cafe, do my flight plan to go home. Just in my return flight plan from Blackbushe back to Dunkeswell. Here's Skydemon, and this is the route I flew on the way up. So I'm just going to go route, reverse. Quickest and easiest thing to do is to fly back the way I came. So Boscombe, I'll check with them before I fly through, so there's no parachuting. Dunkeswell, obviously, there's no overhead joins when we get back there. No times I've already checked today. Yeah, all the weather for today, basically cav okay. And a mild wind from the southeast. Starting, first of all, when I depart, make sure I don't go above 2,500 feet London Heathrow zone, right? I'm going to need a take departure clearance to make sure that, because the departure downwind leg goes into Farmer Class D airspace. I'll need a MATS penetration as well. That's all on this screen on the iPad here right now. And then all that TMA stuff above me, got to watch out for that. Then we get down to here, this corridor between the red areas, between Thruxton and Boscombe. Make sure I've got to be very tight on track there to make sure I don't stray into either of those two danger areas. I'll get myself a clearance to go through Boscombe's overhead. Interestingly, on the way up here, I was well above the Boscombe mat, but they still gave me a clearance to fly through their overhead. I'm genuinely confused. It's Class G, and well above their mats, and they still gave me a clearance. On the way back, I'll then change to Yeovil. Then my only threat after that is the Yeovil mats. Make sure that I deviate from Yeovil airfield because of that exercise that's in the NOTAMs. This red circle here, stationary transponder testing. I don't suppose it's actually a danger to anybody. It's not marked as a danger area, just a NOTAM as an exercise schedules, but I'll go around it anyway. And I'll do my pre-flight checks on the plane, obviously, and then I'll do my plane environment and pilot checks, my PEP talk. The weather's good, the airspace I've checked, I've done my threats, I know the departure from this airfield, and I'll call Dunkeswell on the way back. I'll actually call them after I film this video to just see if they're still on the same runway. And pilot, yeah, I'm feeling good to fly. Just that final check before I get to start the plane. Am I really in a good state of mind? Am I calm and focused? Like I wasn't in that seaplane video with Archie in Norway. See you in the air. So that's my correct flight plan plumbed into the Garmin. I'm going to try and use the Garmin more and the Guide Demon less. Blackbushe information, November 1320 Sierra, ready for taxi and power check.
1320 Sierra, Blackbushe information, good afternoon, readability 5, runway 07 with a right hand circuit, QNH 1020, and taxi holding point Echo 1.
Sierra, I'm just checking it's okay for me to begin my climb from the downwind leg, but not climbing outside the ATZ.
20 Sierra, are you clear of the LFA, the section just to the southern edge of the ATZ?
I will be momentarily.
0 Sierra, roger, above that, I believe the next basic controlled airspace should keep you clear if you were to climb above, or sorry, climb through the ATZ to depart.
Down November 20 Sierra.
November 20 Sierra, pass message.
About my 10 o'clock, about a mile, I've got visuals of a helicopter that's not showing up on my conspicuity. Just wondered if he's with you.
November 20 Sierra, that is a Merlin just departing Boscombe.
Roger that, and due to clouds, can I please descend 20 Sierra?
November 20 Sierra, as long as you're visual with that Merlin, descent approved.
Yeah, visual of the helicopter descending probably about 2,500 feet.
November 20 Sierra, roger.
Well, I didn't forget my red screens blues that time, and that was another greaser, and a very slow greaser, so that was good.
Had to put the plane away in a hurry and rush home because Anne-Marie called me and the kids had disappeared. They've been found now. They're about to get their first proper telling off. They had wandered a little bit too far from home. I feel a bit more like a pilot again after today. One minor error. Otherwise, all my planning was good, all my checks were good, my flying was good. Reacting to unexpected situations was okay. And yeah, good to blow the cobwebs out, and good encouraging news about the plane as well. So